Hey, it's Sean Yusumaki, and today I have sort of a different video. Today we're not necessarily going to be doing a drawing video. I mean, I'm going to be doing a drawing video after, but not right now. Today I'm actually going back to reviews, as I have a review on sort of like a mini haul that I bought. I went and bought a bunch of art supplies, not necessarily the art supplies that I'm going to be using to actually like make my manga. I'm thinking about making, like, actually starting on the first page once I've finished all the characters, all their backstories. I have got most of them done, and I have got most of the character like the reference sheets done, but for some of the main characters I still need to do that, and I'm just tying up loose ends. And I'm gonna take the advice from my mangaka life. You should really check out her channel. She said that before you actually start putting pen to paper, you should write out 10 chapters first, because you might change everything. But that's not important. Right now, today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on the art supplies that I bought. So first up, we have, I think I'm gonna get the most oddest one out of the way. Before I actually bought my G pens, this is what I had purchased. This hadn't arrived yet, and it only just arrived today. So the reason why I went out of my way to buy actual like dip pens instead of I know this is an actual dip pen, but a straight G pen holder, is because when I actually looked at this, I didn't actually look at it before I bought it. I knew nothing about G pens before, but you see this thing right here, I thought that was holding the nib, and when I get it I take it out and put the nib in. But to my surprise, I actually found out that there are two types of G pen holders, the oblique and the straight holder. So this, if I can get it out, this essentially, oh, there's glue there. You hold it like this and you're meant to draw like that. I can see that being the case, but yeah. In this nib is a, don't get mad at me if I don't know much about nibs, but I'll show you close up if I can get it to focus. Don't worry, I will do a close up after I've got everything out of the way, but yeah, that's the oblique G pen, and it comes with a bunch of other nibs as well, one of them being a G nib, which is the only one that I actually know. There's the sheet, but yeah, now that that's out of the way, in my opinion, the holy grail, I got two grey tone markers. So if you guys don't know, right now I don't have screen tone. I tone my manga pages using Clip Studio Paint, which it can be useful sometimes, but then seeing as I don't have money to go out and buy all the other tones that people provide, sometimes the tones get a bit repetitive. If you use Clip Studio Paint, you know what I mean. These are actually grey tone markers, and I'm going to be using these in order to tone my manga pages, which I was actually really excited about getting. I didn't think all the packages would arrive at the same time, but they did. Next up we have these. They're the Pigment Liners, that's it. The Pigment Liners I'm going to use to draw really fine details that I can't get with a Maru nib, and essentially with the 0.8 I'm going to be drawing, what's this? This is the 0.5. With the 0.8 I'm going to be drawing the 0.8, I'm going to be drawing the line, because I've tried to draw them with Sharpies and I've tried to draw them with the G pen. Don't do that. Where's the brush? I want to see the brush. Basically, I've got a 0.5, 0.8, 0.1, really fine details, 0.4, and the brush, which is exactly how you think it would look like. I don't know if they have a smell to them or not. Every time I open them, it's like a weird smell, but then when I smell them, I don't smell anything. And finally, we have something very useful actually. If I knew how to open it, we have white gel pens. Now these are the pens that you go over. Oh my gosh, the really like white details, or say, I mean, I have them as a substitute of whiteout. I don't like using whiteout a lot. I don't know why. I might still get some if I make really big details, I mean really big mistakes, but say you're drawing a character that's wearing black clothing in a black background, you're going to want to separate the character from the background, so you use these to go around the basis of the character. So now that I've pretty much got all of that out of the way, I guess I can show you guys a close-up of what they look like. Alright, so as you guys can see, I am closer. I'm sorry for the weird angle. I'm using a homemade tripod. I literally made it in a couple of minutes, so I'm sorry if it wobbles a bit, but I'm gonna show you all of the things that I got in detail in like close-up. So here's the actual nib. I mean, here's the G pen. See if I can get it to focus. Sorry if you can't see it that well. It's just like really decorative, and it's not that hard to take out. I want to see if they're interchangeable with my regular G pens. I don't know if I'm going to be using. Nah, probably not. Judging by the. Oh no, they are interchangeable. Oh, that's crazy. So that's what the first nib looks like. Stupid thing won't focus. I will just show you the rest of the nibs. Here's the packaging, and I'm going to take them out now. This is the G nib. I'm pretty sure you guys know what a G nib looks like already. This is a copper plate writing nib, 0.5 millimeters. Is an ornamental nib. It's 3 millimeters actually. It's massive. We've got a traditional calligraphy nib, 1 millimeter. I don't know if I'm going to use these for art because they're all meant to be for calligraphy. Maybe if I'm writing in my manga or something. Here's a traditional calligraphy nib, 3 millimeters, and a traditional calligraphy 5 millimeters. So I'll show you 5, and it won't focus. That's probably going to be the biggest problem. I'm really sorry, guys. Here's the 3 millimeters. Here's the 1 millimeter. You know what? I'm more annoyed than you guys probably are at the fact that it won't focus. This looks like my school G nib. It's my favorite nib. Look, I'll show you this. This one right here. This nib I use all the time instead of the G nib. That was the ornamental nib. This is the copper plate writing, 0.5 millimeter. And finally, here's the basic G nib, which is the exact same as the one that I have, because why wouldn't it be? They're both the same nib. To be fair, I'm probably gonna change this. This is the other nib. Still not focusing, but it's really ornamental. It looks more like decorative than anything, but I'm gonna put the G nib. Is this? Yeah, I'm gonna put the G nib in here. There we go, I managed to get it in. So as you can see, the G nib is in. If I do end up using this pen a lot, then it will definitely be the G nib, because all of these other nibs are mostly for handwriting, if they're not all for handwriting. So I'm just gonna put them in my little nib case. So next I'm gonna move on to the Holy Grail. Obviously, after I show you all of them in a close view, I'm definitely going to be using this piece of paper to show you how they all look. But it's touch new. This is the CG7 Cool Grey 7. This is the darker one. There's the finer side, and if I'm correct, this is the bigger side. If you're looking to do bigger areas. And everything design wise is the exact same with the lighter grey Cool Grey 4, except it's lighter. I'm actually gonna have fun using these. Then we move on to the pigment liners. So I'm gonna go ascending. So I'll start off with the 0.1, and then there's 0.4, 0.5, 0.8 rush, right? So the 0.1 is really thin. Apparently it's meant to be like about 3 hairs thin. That's, I mean, I would say it's probably equivalent to a marinib in thickness. 0.4, that's definitely a lot bigger. You can see it. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it looks a lot thicker. 0.5 will probably just be a tiny bit thicker. Yeah, I don't really see too much difference between 0.4 and 0.5. 0.8, that is, just look at it. It is really thick. And finally, the brush. As you can see, it's, oh my gosh, wait, I got some on me. Yeah, I was thinking of using this as a substitute for my Sharpies and my markers that I use to do the really thick black areas, but I don't know if the brush line would be thick enough. We'll see if it is. The white markers, I'm obviously not just going to use this on plain paper. I'm going to like use the brush to put down like a blotch or something, and then I'll go over it. They're all the same, so I only really need to show you one. As you can see, there's the reserve. It's a lot, and I might actually buy a lot more of these, seeing as they are amazing. I actually put it on my finger and probably can't see it that well, but well, I can't see that well anymore, but it did show up. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So now onto the testing phase, the oblique G pen. I'm going to be using basic Diplomat ink. This is the ink that I always use. I have a lot of these, so I'm going to be using them for a very long time. It's going to dip inside. It's okay. First off, I'm just going to tell you it's really awkward, and I'm probably an idiot because I need to go and burn off the oil that they almost definitely put on the nib. Let me just see. It's a really awkward position. If they didn't, I'll just write Sean. Okay, yeah. There's definitely going to be a learning curve. It's really awkward. I mean, it acts how a G pen would act, obviously, but I don't know. It's just really awkward. You try to draw an eye. Yeah, it is really awkward. And I probably need to go either use it a lot more or burn the oil off. So maybe, yeah, no, there is definitely a learning curve, but yeah, I think after some training I should be able to use it better. I'm not so sure about how you'd, obviously I haven't watched any videos on, you see, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to be tipping the ink and then dipping it from there. That's probably the best thing to do. And the reason why a lot of ink isn't coming out is probably because of the oil. But it does, I mean, obviously doing those dashes felt really nice. And the line thickness, okay, I need more. I probably need to burn the oil off, but here's the thickest, and there's the next thinnest, and then getting thinner. So line variant for this is how a regular G-nib would function. Swipe that off. So yeah, I might actually end up using it if there are some details that I can't get to or the area around it is wet. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Next up we have the light and the dark thingies. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to draw an eye, 2 eyes actually, with the oblique nib, obviously trying to get some practice in, but let's just do, it's like, it doesn't look that hard from what I'm doing right. I'm using a lot of ink. Yeah, that area is going to be a bit wet. Probably not ideal to use it. Yeah, no, that area is going to take a while to dry, so I'm just going to use my regular dip pen. And there's 2. I know they're pretty small, but I'll zoom in a bit so you guys can properly see them. So first up, we've got the cool grey, the darker one. First thing I've noticed is that the second they touch, they sort of, you know, explode out. So it's probably not best to use these to shade finer areas. If I were to make, you know, a good guess of what you should do, I would stick to screen tone for the smaller areas. Let me see if I can use the other side to get into the thin areas, or if it's the exact same. Yeah, it's the exact same. If you're going to like be coloring in whole characters, then by all means use them. But if you're specifically using it for smaller areas, I wouldn't do that. It's probably going to be the same with the cool grey. If you know where to go, then you have some good control over it. You can make something really nice. Now I'm just going to show you what the 2 colors look like. Here's the lighter and here's the darker. Do they go through? Do they bleed? Yes, of course they do. So does everything else. But yeah, no, I might actually be using these. I'll probably use them in the next video that I'm going to be making, which is going to be straight after this video. But next, we're going to be using the pigment liners. So I need to find the thinnest one, 0.1 right here. Pigment liners we're going to be doing down here. So 0.1, I'm not going to go too hard. See if I can draw intricate details on an eyeball. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. A Marinib could probably produce that, but I think this goes a bit thinner than a Marinib would. Next we have the 0.4, which should be, yeah, 0.4 is next. You can already see the lines are a bit thicker. I mean, you can produce thin lines, but they're not the same as the 0.1. The 0.1 produces thick, I mean really thin and controlled lines. They will automatically like spread out. 0.5 I'm probably expecting the same. 0.5 is more controlled in my opinion. I'd stick to that when it comes to characters. Not as thin as 0.1. Wait, no, this is 0.05. That's why it was so, I was wondering why it was so thin. Yeah, no, this is 0.05, not 0. Yeah, no, this is the thinnest. But yeah, it is extremely thin, and you can feel it as well. Now 0.8, I'm pretty sure you guys can definitely see that. you're not really going to be producing any. Thank God it doesn't like blotch up. I can actually create some really nice lines, like for my manga panels. And then I'm probably not going to be trying to do that with a brush, because I don't think the brush would be able to produce that. But here's the brush. You guys can see it's a basic brush. Wait, see if I can create a really nice eye with it. If you know what you're doing, you could probably do that. I can't. Yeah. But those were 0.05 to 0.8, and the brush. We're going to be testing out the what are they called? The white gel pens now. So I'm just going to use the brush to do that. I think they're better than using Sharpies because they don't bleed as much and they actually feel nice to use. They feel nice and controlled. So here's our white gel pen. We're going to draw a smiley face. See, I think we've run into our first problem. We probably should have let it dry before actually going, because I'm using it really nicely now. See if I can go over it again. Yeah, we should probably let it dry first. So I'm going to make another one. I'm going to give it 5-10 minutes to dry. We'll come back and see what we've got. Alright guys, so it's been about 2-3 minutes. I'm going to see if any change is, visible. I think it's showing up clearer. See if... Oh, because it's liquid, isn't it? So yeah, I'll see if on a different, so it shows up clearly on that. You know what? As a matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to use the last manga page that I inked. Wait, is this the last one? Yeah, the last manga page that I inked as an example, because this is long dry and I want to see if it will actually make a difference. So I'm going to do like... I mean, it shows up, it's kind of bright. See if I can fix mistakes here, make this look a bit straighter. Not really. Would I be able to? I think you gotta wait and then apply more coats. So the case here is, I think I should go and apply another coat to this. I don't know. These I'm not sure yet. I'll need to actually get into a scenario when I'm actually inking and I need to space it out. Maybe in like hair highlights or something for someone who I gave like black hair. But yeah, those were the reviews, like the close-ups and the actual use of those items. So before I leave guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I did try my hardest to, make an effect with some of these. And I did actually go out of my way and burn off the oil on the G pen. I mean, it's working a lot better, but there's definitely a really big learning curve on it. If you guys would like to see individual videos on me doing specific actions on each of the items I got in today's videos, then let me know in the comments, obviously. I would really appreciate if you guys left a like and started to tune in and watch daily videos, and maybe even share with your friends if they're interested in art, manga, anything around there. Because I am looking to have a big following, because when I release my manga, I would like all of you guys to read it and actually enjoy it. So that was the end of today's video. Like, subscribe, Chidori.